So hey everyone, we're in the PwC office here in Montreal, and I'm with Asfan, the ex-president of Toastmasters McGill here in Montreal. So today we're going to talk about public speaking. I think you're kind of an expert, and you were saying to me like before our video that public speaking is a skill that not a lot of people master, and it's a real problem. So tell us why.
Yeah, so I think public speaking, it's not really a problem. I feel like it's more of a big opportunity there for a lot of people, because today I find, especially with social media and all these different channels of communication coming out, there's many opportunities in terms of, let's say, training content, for example. If companies want to deliver some sort of training, they're doing it either via social media, live webcasts, or massive training sessions where you're training a room full of people. And the more effectively consultants or anyone can do that, the more their value rises as well. So it's not about, one-on-one. One-on-one is definitely important, but today I find the importance of being able to communicate a message very clearly to a large group of people is very important. And people who are able to master that skill, they're also bring a unique skill set to the table.
True. Let's speak about how someone with public speaking, like in university, how can they do like better during university and also like after to get like a job?
Yeah. So during university, look for all the opportunities you have to present in front of people. So for example, if your professor says, hey, does anybody know the answer to this question? Start off by raising your hand and engaging. Just answer that one simple question, because people think that you need to conquer this massive mountain, right? Mm-hmm. I need to go and do a 10-minute speech. No, start with something small, answer a question. And then you'll gain your confidence a little. You might mess up, you might, mispronounce a word or something. People might laugh, it's okay, but you'll stumble there a little bit, but then you gain that experience. And then you build it over time and just keep volunteering and keep pushing yourself, and then grow on to bigger and bigger assignments. So you feel comfortable presenting, and that's what it's about. It's more about getting comfortable being able to talk in front of people and being able to present and get your point across. So you find the more times you practice, the easier it becomes.
And I think business schools are helping us do that, but not in the best way possible. We have a lot of group projects during university. They don't teach us how to present our data or our project. Okay, so we can just keep doing the same errors again and again and again without any feedback or we just have the grade at the end.
Exactly.
Okay, so Asfan, tell us how public speaking can help students or young professionals to get a new job or a graduate job, for example.
Yeah. So one of the sections in Toastmasters is called Table Topics. Table Topics is impromptu speeches. So a question will be posed to the audience, and the audience member who is picked has to come up and talk about the question that was asked for about 1 to 2 minutes. So it could be anything like saying, hey, you're the mayor of the city and there's a massive natural disaster and you have to tell the people to be calm and evacuate, and you're live on TV, go ahead and start. So this is something that you can learn how to talk on your feet and think quickly while forming ideas, have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And depending on whatever question it is, you can come up with some sort of formula or strategy to talk about what the message you want to get across. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's not only structuring the idea, but also being able to communicate it clearly to the audience. And when you think about it, at a job interview, they could ask you, why are you the best person for this job? Or, why should we hire you? And there are lots of questions like that it's very subjective, but you need to find some way to connect with the person who is talking to you. So the interviewer, you need to be able to relate it to actually yourself as well. Or even if it's a question about something that you don't know, how do you bring it into an area that you do know how to talk about, and then be able to explain it clearly to the person you're talking to. Right? Okay. So all of these skills you get the opportunity to practice in clubs like Toastmasters and other public speaking groups.
Asfan, you told us about the main problems around public speaking. You told us about how public speaking can help us young professionals and students get jobs. Now tell us, what can we do like today or tomorrow to enhance our public speaking skills and how to become a better speaker?
Yeah. So my first and only advice would be just practice. Join a Toastmasters club. You can find tons of them out there in almost every city. There are thousands of them across the world. Just Google Toastmasters and you'll find the club that's closest to you. join and just see what the meeting's like. First of all, see if you fit in, try different clubs and find out which one works for you, because each of them have different styles, different languages. After that, join them. It takes about 2 hours of your week, and when you do join, you can participate in two ways. I've seen two types of members and they get very, very different results. The first type of member is the one that shows up, does their small part, and then they leave. Either it's a speaking role or whatever role that they signed up for, they come and they leave. The second type of member that goes really far is the one that actively pursues their goals. They'll write down everything that they see in the meeting. They'll observe other speakers to see what they're doing well, what they could improve on, how the tonality changes, what the body language is like. There's so many aspects of that speaking, and they do it not only for themselves, but they observe it in other people. And when you observe other people speak, you're able to actually incorporate that in your own behavior. And the ones that I've seen go incredibly fast, within 3 months, somebody who's shaking and frightened on stage, giving a massive speech about about their research or presenting that in such a coherent manner that's very easy to understand. It's amazing to see that transformation, and you can really differentiate between the types of members. So I really recommend putting in that effort. It's only 2 hours a week, but the returns on that is amazing.
Yeah, it's true. And I think they can try like several Toastmaster clubs for like a week or two before joining officially. Yeah.
So you can go as a guest, it's free, and just take a look at the club. And they're pretty, I think for a yearly membership, it's anywhere from $150 to $250 a year.
It's like
which
$15
is,
per
which
month.
is $15 per month, which is an insane deal. Because the value that you get back from it, especially if you set certain goals for yourself, get a mentor, and really understand and get deep into the program, it's a massive benefit.
Okay, I have a question. So, for example, I want to join a Toastmaster club, yours, for example. Okay, so I think it's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So I show up, and then what's happening? It's the first thing I do, or
Sure. So the meeting was broken up into 3 sections, and when you do come as a guest, you'll just be observing, minimal participation, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can see how the meeting progresses. So it's broken up into 3 parts. The first part is short roles, so anywhere from, like, let's say a moment of humor, telling a joke, or a moment of reflection on a thought for the day or deep thoughts, a toast, how to give a toast in a very short, concise manner. And these are what we call short roles. Following that is impromptu speeches, so the ones that we just talked about, where it's you don't know who's going to be picked, and you might be picked to actually give a quick speech on 1 to 2 minutes. The second part of the meeting is then prepared speeches. So you would actually have people who have been preparing speeches for a while come up and deliver a very rehearsed, controlled delivery. So they would will talk on any subject. It could be about themselves, could be about a vacation they were on, could be anything that they feel that they want to talk about. And the third, the most important part, in my opinion, would be the evaluation. So the evaluation section would be where evaluators come up, and there are also other members of the club, and they'll comment on, how your content came across. Was it easy to absorb? Could the everyday Joe be able to understand what you're saying? Well, how is your body language? Were you closed? Were you too open? Were you using the stage? So there's so many different aspects that the evaluator their whole sole purpose is just to watch you speak and then evaluate how your performance was, how easy was it to understand on different factors. And that's basically the meeting, those 3 sections.
Okay, very good. By the way, guys, I didn't edit anything of what he's saying, because his speech was perfect. Like no no pause, no stumbling on words. Not like me, by the way. So congrats.
So it's funny that you say that, because one of the things that you check as well is, it's called the grammarian, and that's another dedicated member there that actually watches and tells you how many crutch words you use. So when we speak, for example, we'll say and to get that all under control, it takes a lot of practice. But when you do, and you keep practicing, it's actually very hard to live with silence. So it actually gets into a habit to pause when you don't have anything to say. And it's very, very difficult to do it in the beginning, but the more you practice, it becomes easier.
True. Very
You
good.
should join. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
It's gonna join.
So, thank you very much, Asfan.
Pleasure.
It was really nice having you on this first interview. So we'll try to do more episodes on maybe other skills relevant to students or young professionals. So I'll link up your LinkedIn profile, so connect with Asfan. If you have any questions on public speaking or any other stuff. We'll also link up the Toastmasters website, so you can find your local club. So I'll advise you to join one if you want to enhance your skills in public speaking.
Check it out and see how it goes.
So yeah, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss any future videos, interviews like that with experts, and future videos on career-related topics. So I'll see you next time. Ciao.